And as you sit here with your breath slow and steady and deep, allow the forehead and jaws to relax. Especially when you go into Ujjayi, there can be a little bit of tension created because we're trying to really control our breath. So just want to check in, make sure the shoulders and arms are relaxed and stay relaxed. Your spine continues to rise up as the seat roots and the outer thighs continue to press down. Good, now on the next in-breath, allow your arms to slowly rise up. Spiral your triceps inward, connect your palms and pinkies overhead. And then exhale, hands in prayer at center. 2 more times like this, inhale, slowly sweeping your arms up, spiraling your triceps inward, connect the palms and pinkies overhead. Exhale, hands in prayer at center. 1 more time, inhale, slowly sweeping the arms up, spiraling the triceps inward, connecting the palms and pinkies overhead. Exhaling, hands in prayer at center. Let's release the hands on the lap, gently blink the eyes open. And to start, turn your fingertips in and place the hands on the inner thighs, so about mid-thighs. Draw the shoulders back. Let's exhale, take the left shoulder into a little bit of a drop. Feel the left shoulder blade, feel the rib cage get a stretch, look over the right shoulder, keep rooting the left seat. And while you're doing this, actively press the left buttock down as well. Get another breath or 2 here. Then inhale, return to center. And then as you exhale, let's drop the right shoulder down. Let that right elbow open, press down lightly into the right inner thigh. Feel the stretch along the right rib cage, into the right shoulder. Keep rooting both sits bones, feeling a stretch. Then inhale, return to center. Draw the shoulders back. Let's bring the fingertips to the mat. Lift your chest as you inhale. As you exhale, hinge from your hips and fold. Walking out. Keep the seat rooted. Keep the forehead dropping. Maybe the forehead comes down to the mat or not, but keep the buttocks down. Keep pressing the outer thighs down and feel stretch along the back. Gently breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Let's do a couple more breath cycles like this. Really lengthen the spine. Good, then inhale, slowly bring the spine back up. Let's switch the cross of the legs, so opposite leg is in front or on top. Once again, reroute the seat, lengthen your spine. Let's go ahead and rotate to the left, right arm to the outside of the left thigh, left arm is behind you. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, add a gentle twist. And again, like this, inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, gentle twist. Make sure you draw the shoulders down and lift the chest. Good, on the next in-breath, return to center. And then as you exhale, rotating the upper body to the right, left arm to the outside of the right thigh, right arm is behind you. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, add a gentle twist. And 1 more time. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, gentle twist. Good, on the next in-breath, return the spine to center. From here, let's go ahead, take the fingertips to the outside of the hips. Turn the fingertips slightly back so the thumbs kind of face toward your outer hips. Root your seat. Inhale, draw the tailbone back, lift your chest, hug your inner elbows in. And then add on, lift your hips up, draw the thighs forward, floating the buttocks up, get a stretch along the inner thighs. Breathe. Try to relax the glutes. Then exhale, take a seat. Inhale, sit up tall. Let's switch the legs one last time and we'll open up the opposite hip. Go ahead and take the fingertips back, thumbs face towards your hips. Inhale, open up the chest as you draw the tailbone back. Then the next in-breath, float the buttocks up, stretch through the front of the body, hug your inner elbows in, draw the shoulders back. Good. Now exhale, lower the buttocks down. Inhale, sit on up and let's come up to all fours. So we're going to place the wrists directly underneath the shoulders and the knees directly underneath the hips. Spread your fingers out, draw the shoulders back. Tuck your toes, exhale, tilt the tailbone between the thighs, hollow out the belly, round the thoracic spine, rock back slightly in cat. Then inhale, point your toes, lengthen your tailbone, unfurl the spine, shoulders back, chest forward, cow. And again, exhale, tuck toes, hollow out your belly, round your thoracic spine, rocking back slightly in cat. Then inhale, point the toes, lengthen the tailbone, unfurl the spine, cow. One more time. Exhale, tuck toes, hollow out your belly, round your thoracic spine, rocking back slightly in cat. And then inhale, point the toes, lengthen the tailbone, unfurl the spine, shoulders back, chest forward, cow. Now let's return to neutral spine with the toes tucked. Push away from gravity here. Let's exhale, hips up and heels back into a downward facing dog. It's sending the seat back and up. Draw the chest toward the thighs. Allow the collarbones to broaden and connect to your breath. Keep your hands about shoulder width apart or down to the thumb, pointer, and pinky fingers. Spiral your triceps inward. Keep gliding the shoulders back. Look back at your feet. Make sure they're hip width and parallel, and simply connect to your breath here. Now let's take a moment. Keep the heels dropping as you bend the knees. So avoid lifting the heels. They're gonna lift, but I don't want you to purposefully lift them, like mindfully send the thought to lift the heels. Just bend the knees so the movement starts there at the thighs and knees. Pull the belly in, draw the buttocks back a little bit more, and then exhale, sink the heels by straightening the legs. Let's do that 2 more times. Just bend the knees, inhale. And then exhale, sink the heels. 1 more time. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the knees. Good. Now take a nice deep bend to the left knee and drop the right heel down. Let that right heel come down to the mat if it can. Really step into the right foot. Now let's switch it out. Exhale, bend the right knee deeply, sinking the left heel down. Let that left heel touch the ground. Keep drawing the chest toward the thighs. And let's do that again, switching left knee bends, drop the right heel deeply. Maybe the right toes can lift a little bit. And then again, switch it out, bend the right knee, sink the left heel. Maybe the left toes can lift a little bit. 1 more time. Bend the left knee, drop that right heel. Maybe the right toes lift. And then switch it out, bend the right knee, sink the left heel. Maybe the left toes lift. Now straighten both legs. Push away from gravity here. Lengthen, lengthen. Now let's inhale, rock forward to plank, shoulders over the wrists, extending out through the heels. Push away from gravity, lengthen your spine, connect to your breath. Draw the shoulders back. Keep thinking of a long spine from the neck all the way down to the tailbone. Pull your belly button in and up. Push the mat away actively. Spread your fingers out wide. And then exhale, hips up and heels back once again into downward facing dog. Really find length on that down dog. Send the seat back and up. Really draw the tailbone back. Feel the front of the hips lift in and up. Once again, inhale, forward to plank, shoulders over the wrists, extending out through the heels. Let's go ahead and try a side plank here. So we're going to take the left hand slightly forward into the left. You can drop the left knee or roll onto the outer edge of left foot, stacking your shoulders, hips, knees, ankles, and feet. Reaching your right arm up, lengthen through both sides of the waist. Glide the left shoulder down the spine. Really active. Kind of hold in the stretch or in the work. Good. Now one threading the needle. Exhale, right arm underneath the left. Hold for a moment. Keep stacking the hips. You draw your right hip back a little bit. Then inhale, open up to side plank. Then exhale, right hand down, slightly forward. Roll onto the outer edge of right foot. Stack the shoulders, hips, knees, ankles, and feet. Reach the left arm up. Lengthen through both sides of the waist. Look up toward that left wrist. Breathe. Now slowly thread the needle, left arm underneath the right. Hold it there. Draw the left hip back a little bit so you really stack. Good. Now slowly inhale the left arm up. Exhale the left hand down, wrists underneath the shoulders. Push away from gravity. Hold. Next exhale, hips up, heels back, downward facing dog. Send the seat back and up, draw the chest toward the thighs, collarbones broaden and connect to your breath. Really sink the heels. Good, let's root the left foot into the mat. Inhale, the right leg rises behind you for a square hip, 3-legged dog. So keep the pelvis squared, keep the toes pointing down, even weight in both hands. Sink into that left heel, stretching into the hamstring, stretching into the calf. Breathe. Now hold this and rock forward to a 3-legged plank. Inhale. Push away from gravity. Connect to your breath. Good. Now exhale. hips up, keep the pelvis squared, three-legged dog. Now exhale, full down dog. Feel the difference, right side, left side. Let's root the right foot into the earth. Inhale, the left leg rises, square the hips and pelvis, draw the chest toward the thighs. Keep sending the shoulders back. Sink into that right heel, stretch into the hamstring, calf, lengthen the Achilles. Now slowly hold that and rock forward to a three-legged plank. Push away from gravity, connect to your breath. Try to keep the hips level. Good, now exhale, hips up into your three-legged dog with the hips squared. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good, send the seat back and up, chest toward the thighs. Now let's inhale, lift up onto the balls of the feet. And as you exhale, take a slow walk to the top of the mat, keeping the palms down for as long as you can. Come into your forward fold. So in your forward fold, soften the knees so the rib cage and the thighs connect. Hands to the ground, or if you can't touch the ground, hold on to your shins or calves. Draw the buttocks back a little bit. Let your head hang. Make sure the feet remain hip width and parallel, and shake your head out no a couple times. Let the spine find a little more room. And then carefully nod the head yes without going too big. So notice as you draw your chin towards your chest, you're going to feel that stretch go down your back. Good. Now while you're here, rib cage to the thighs, maybe you can hold that, straighten the legs, keeping the rib cage to the thighs. Lengthen the spine. Seat up, hips over those ankles. Good, now let's inhale, spine halfway up, either hands to shins, or if you can, fingertips to the mat. Draw the chest forward, shoulders back, abdomen in, seat back. Soften the knees, so even though the legs are straight, you don't lock out your knees. Exhale, fold. Can you get the rib cage to the thighs once again? Good, soften the backs of the knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive to a standing back bend. Quads forward, tailbone forward, chest open, weight in the heels, knees soft. Now let's exhale, hinge from the hips and swan dive forward, hands on either side of your feet. Good, inhale, spine halfway up, hands to shins or to the earth. You want a nice so-called flat back. Exhale, fold. Go ahead and step the left leg back to a low lunge. Stay in your low lunge for a moment. Draw the right hip back, left hip forward, connect to your breath. Fingertips to the ground or to blocks. You're going to inhale, straighten out the right leg. Try to keep that rib cage closer to the thigh. Exhale, bend the right knee. Good, 2 more times like this. Inhale, straighten the right knee. Draw the right hip back. Exhale, bend. 1 more time. Inhale, straighten the right knee. Exhale, bend. Keep the knee bent. You're going to inhale, bring the spine up to high lunge. Let the arms come up. Connect to your breath. Draw the right hip back and the left hip forward, lifting your chest. Arms rise up, root the big toe side of the right foot down. Start to add a chest expansion, reaching the fingertips back. Connect to your breath. Keep pressing strongly into the ball of the back foot. Good, now we're gonna exhale, sweep the arms down, bring them to the right quadricep. Shift your weight forward, draw the elbows out to the sides and the shoulders back. So I want you to transfer more weight into the front foot. Keep the left foot rooted, just let it go lighter. Breathe. Keep your right hand to the quad. Bring your left hand to the inside of the right foot. Sweep your right arm forward. Keep your chest squared. Draw the right hip back. Right fingertips forward, right shoulder back. Draw the left shoulder back. Drive the left heel back. Now as you inhale, reach the right arm up and rotate the upper body to the right. So just a fancy little way to get into our twist. Draw the right hip back. Now reach your right arm back so the fingertips are trying to reach for the wall behind you. Try to line up that right arm with your right sits bone. Now can you add on here? You can keep the knee bent or maybe you straighten out your right leg. Make a little bit of a balanced and hamstring challenge. Breathe. Good, 1 more breath. Now exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale, the right arm rises. Exhale, both hands down, frame the front foot. Inhale, right leg back to plank. Push away from gravity here, pull your belly in. Exhale, forward tippy toes, slow lower chaturanga. Then inhale, thread the heart between the shoulders, cobra. So remember, you can widen your legs in cobra. Take a moment here, pull the belly in and let the shoulders hike up and let your upper body drop. So take like a nice sloppy cobra. It's kind of tired today. Now go ahead and draw the shoulders back, hug your inner elbows in and open up into a more aligned, meaningful cobra. Anchor the quads down, tops of the feet down. Then tuck toes, hips up, heels back, downward facing dog. Sending your seat back and up. Draw the chest toward the thighs. Collarbones broaden and connect to the breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, step your left foot forward, toes in line with the fingers. Stay low, draw the left hip back and the right hip forward. Good. Fingertips to the earth or to blocks. You're going to inhale, straighten out the left leg. Try to keep the rib cage somewhat connected to the thigh. Then exhale, bend the knee. 2 more times. Inhale, straighten, drawing the left hip back. Exhale, bend. Shoulders are back. 1 more time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Good. We're going to stay low. Draw even weight into both legs. Inhale, arms and spine rise up to a high lunge. Plug your shoulders in. Lift your chest. Lengthen your spine. Keep sinking into the left hip. Connect to your breath. Press strongly into the back foot, drawing the right hip flexor forward. Good. 1 more breath like this, opening up through the chest. Then exhale, sweep the arms down. Bring your hands to the left quad. Shift your weight forward. So your chest goes forward, shoulders go back, elbows can go out. Keep rooting into the left heel. Keep pressing into the ball of the back foot, but feel like you get lighter there. Breathe. Now from here, right hand is going to exhale to the inside of the left foot, and then we're going to inhale, reach the left arm forward. So we draw the left hip back, left shoulder back, right shoulder back, left fingertips reach away. Breathe. Now from here, inhale, rotate the upper body to the left as the left arm goes up. Press strongly into the ball of the back foot, squeeze those inner thighs toward one another. Now exhale, reach the left arm behind you, line it up with your sits bone. Breathe. Keep staying low. So you can stay here with the knee bent or go ahead and straighten out the left knee. Draw the left hip back. Notice if one side feels tighter than the other. So for me on this side, a little more tightness. Connect to your breath. Good. Now we're going to deconstruct. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, left arm rises. Exhale, both hands down, frame the front foot. Inhale, left leg back to plank. Push away from gravity. Connect to your breath. Now exhale, rock forward, tippy toes, slow lower chaturanga. Inhale, thread the heart between the shoulders, cobra. Anchor the quads and the tops of the feet. Lift your chest. Now carefully bend the right knee, point the toes up. Hold here, keep lifting the chest, even weight in both sides of the body. Then exhale, lower the right leg. And then again, bend the left knee. Keep the hips level, chest open, shoulders back. Exhale, straighten the left knee. Stay on the tops of the feet. Exhale, the hips up and the seat back to a down dog on the tops of the feet. Breathe, connect to your breath. Now we're going to inhale, turn this either into cobra or up dog. Inhale, lifting your chest. Connect to your breath. If you're an up dog, lift those quads up. Breathe. Now can you turn this into chaturanga on the tops of the feet? Exhale. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Seat is back and up. Chest is toward the thighs. Collarbones are broad. Connect to your breath. Inhale and exhale. Keep pushing the mat away from you with your hands. 1 more breath cycle. Inhale. Now let's exhale, step the right foot forward, toes in line with the fingers. Stay low, draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. Now we're going to exhale, sweep the arms back to frame the hips, turn the palms to face your outer hips. Inhale, lift an inch up or so. So the chest and rib cage lift. As you exhale, interlace your fingers, draw your knuckles back. Then inhale, lift the chest, sink into the right hip, open up into a spinal extension. Connect to your breath. Good. Hold the arms as is. Inhale, straighten out your right leg and look forward. Breathe. Next in breath, reach the arms up, lift the chest, look up. Now can you exhale, bend the left knee like you're trying to sink it down to the ground. But keep the right leg straight. Try to find your balance. Now add, exhale, bend the right knee, keeping the left knee bent. Now next exhale, rotate the upper body to the right. Take your right hand to your outer right hip and your left tricep to the outside of the right thigh. Bring your palms together in prayer as you straighten out the back leg. Breathe. Keep drawing your shoulders back. Every exhalation, try to add a little more rotation. Be mindful of how your body feels. Good, now we're gonna carefully inhale to praying lunge. Lift your chest. Next in breath, arms rise up, high lunge. Good, exhale, hands frame the front foot. Inhale, right leg back to plank. Exhale, tippy toes, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Wrists underneath those shoulders. Stay on the tops of the feet. Exhale, toward down dog. Breathe. Then as you inhale, cobra or up dog. Lift the chest, lift the quads if you're an up dog. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Seat is back and up. Chest is toward the thighs, collarbones broaden. Feel the left side of your body, feel the right side of your body. Inhale. As you exhale, step the left foot forward, toes in line with the fingers. Draw the left hip back and the right hip forward, stay low. Good. Now we're going to sweep the arms back, palms face the outer hips. Draw the shoulders back. Allow your spine to be long and in alignment, no rounding. Now exhale, interlace your fingers, lift your chest up an inch or so. Open up. Good. Now inhale, come up into a big, expansive chest and back, chest opener, back kind of worker here. Breathe. Good, now we're gonna inhale, reach the arms up, lift the chest, staying in your high lunge for a moment. Now find your balance. Inhale, straighten out the left leg, look straight ahead. Breathe. Keeping the left leg straight, bend your right knee, dropping it directly underneath your right hip. Good, now exhale, add the left knee bending. Next exhale, rotate upper body to the left. Take the left hand to the outside of the left hip, right tricep to the outside of the left thigh as you straighten your right leg out, hands to prayer. Every inhalation, elongate. Every exhalation, add rotation. Another breath cycle. Inhale, praying lunge. Lift the chest. In breath, high lunge. Exhale carefully, hands frame the front foot. Inhale, left leg back to plank. Push away from gravity here. Exhale, tippy toes, chaturanga. Inhale, thread the heart between the shoulders, cobra or up dog. Breathe. Stay on the tops of the feet. Exhale, toward down dog. Connect to your breath. Inhale, cobra or up dog. If you're an up dog, lift the quads. Drive those heels of the palms into the mat. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Seat is back and up. Chest is toward the thighs, collarbones broaden. Now let's exhale, use the hands as feet. Walk your hands back to the feet. Forward fold at the back of the mat. Good, now heel toe your feet to the edges of the mat. You can keep the feet parallel, or if you need a little more assistance, turn the heels in, toes out. Exhale, drop the buttocks, bend the knees. Bring your palms together in prayer for a moment. Coming into garland pose. Breathe. Try to sink your heels, lift your chest. Connect to your breath. So you want the seat to drop as the crown of the head rises, chin parallel to the mat. Move a little bit left and right. Good. Return to center, press the palms together. Try to lower the triceps down on those inner thighs a little deeper. Maybe the hands come down a little lower and elongate your spine. Good, now exhale, straighten the legs, hinge from the hips and fold. Heel toe those feet back to hip width. Inhale, spine halfway up, shoulders are back, seat is back, belly is in, chest is forward. Exhale, fold. Now we're going to inhale, reverse swan dive at the back of the mat. Lift your chest, reaching the fingertips back. And then exhale, hinge from the hips, and once again, swan dive forward, hands on either side of your feet. Good, inhale, spine halfway up, hands to shins, shoulders are back, seat is back, belly is in, chest is forward. Exhale, fold. Now we're going to walk the hands out. So if you want to watch, one big step of the right arm, full length of your arm, one big step of the left arm. Shift your weight back so the buttocks draw back, you're on your fingertips. Good, soften the left knee, step the right foot so the toes line up with your fingers. So it's a small step forward. Draw the right hip back. Now both hands are going to take an arm's length forward. Left arm, right arm, shift your weight over your right ankle and lift your left leg up, square the hips. So changing the practice up a little bit, just wanted to play. Breathe, draw the shoulders back. Draw the left hip forward, right hip back, pull your belly in. Soften your right knee. Now reach your right arm back to frame your right hip. Lift your chest so it's parallel to the mat. Now shift your left arm back so it frames the left hip. Keep squaring the hips out. Maybe you take your hands to the small of the back, palms face up, and make sure your back is nice and straight and nice and flat. Or I should say your hips. Keep breathing, eyes on one fixed point. Can you step into the right heel? Inhale, stand up, bringing the left knee up to hip height. Hands are still behind your back. Connect to your breath, flex your left foot. Draw the shoulders back. Breathe. Now you can either hold on to your left hamstring, hold on to your left shin, or reach down and catch your left big toe. Keep that left knee up. If you need to, open the left leg out just a little bit to the left. Reach your right arm out. Now exhale, straighten the left leg forward. Connect to your breath. Lift your chest. Inhale. Exhale, lower the left buttock down. Keep the left leg up. 2 more breath cycles. Inhale, draw the left shoulder back. Exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to stay upright. We're going to bend that left knee. Catch the left shin. Now reach the left arm behind you as your left foot meets your left hand. Left knee directly underneath the left hip, setting up for dancer. Now as you inhale, reach your right arm forward. Lift your chest as you exhale, hinge from the hips, and lift your left leg up. Breathe. Another breath or 2 here, soften that right knee. Then with control, right arm back, left leg straight, paralleling your chest to the ground. I'm trying to find my balance. Breathe. Not an easy sequence. Good. Fingertips to the mat. Walk your hands back to frame your right foot. Exhale, drop the left foot down. Then walk the hands back, wrists underneath the shoulders, and step the right leg back to a forward fold. And just let your rib cage rest on your thighs. Breathe. So teaching us a little bit of patience and control in some of these harder to balance poses. Here we go. Left arm forward and arm's length. Right arm forward and arm's length. Good. Step your left foot forward between the fingers there, between the hands. Good. Now right arm forward and arm's length. Keep that back heel down. Left arm forward. Should be a nice stretch there. Soften the left knee. Inhale, float the right leg up. Flex the right foot, square the hips and pelvis. Carefully exhale, reach the left arm back. You want that spine parallel to the earth. Then reach the right arm back. Lengthen through both sides of the waist. You're going to notice one side has more stability than the other. Keep breathing. Try to contain the energy in your body. Avoid getting distracted. Keep your eyes on one fixed point. Now from here, hands to the small of the back. Palms face up, level your hips and pelvis out. Then as you're ready, drive through the left heel, bring the right knee up in line with your hip, flexing your right foot. Keep lifting, use your low belly to lift the leg up. Eyes on one fixed point. Now we wrap the arms around the right hamstring or shin, lower the right buttock down. Those of you who can, catch your right big toe. You may need to open your leg out a little bit to the right. Everyone reach your left arm out. And as you're ready, exhale, straighten the right leg out, lift your chest, pull the belly in, draw the right shoulder back and down. Breathe, keep your eyes on one fixed point. Keep driving the right heel away from you, connect to your breath. Good, now we're gonna try that slow transition. We're gonna go ahead, open the right arm out to T as you bend your right knee. Then sweep the right leg back, right hand to the right foot, knee under the hip. Inhale, reach your left arm forward as you lift your chest. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, lifting your right leg up. Keep your eyes in one fixed point. Connect to your breath here. Draw the right hip forward. Now we're going to slowly deconstruct. Left arm back to frame the hip. Right arm back to frame the hip as the right leg straightens. Parallel your spine to the mat, warrior three once again. Then exhale the right hand down, left hand down. Nice job, guys. Frame your left foot, and then exhale, bring the right foot down, and step the left leg back. Walk your hands back, standing forward fold. Breathe. Let your heart rate slow down. I would just kind of bend and straighten the knees really quickly here. Good, now inhale, spine halfway up, hands to shins or hands to the earth. Good, exhale, fold. Inhale, walk out to plank. Take your time. Wrists are underneath your shoulders, extend out through the heels. Breathe. Now we're gonna bring the left knee directly underneath the belly, so you're pulling the knee in. Then you're gonna sweep that left leg, pinky toe side of the foot to the right side of the mat. Line your ankle up with your left hip. Drop and ground your back heel. If you need to, step your left arm slightly forward and to the left, lift your right arm up. Rotating the chest up toward the ceiling. Now, if you can, cross your right ankle over your left quad, figure four plank. Breathe. Now reaching the right arm up and over, create a rainbow out of your side body, reaching your right fingertips down toward the mat. Good, inhale, the spine lengthens, right arm rises. Can you do exhale, figure four plank? Push away from gravity. Level your hips out. So figure four, both hands down in full plank with your figure four leg. Now figure four dog, exhale, hips up. Breathe. Draw that left hip back, connect to your breath. Good. Inhale to that figure four full plank. Exhale, uncross the left leg, classical full plank. Exhale, hips up, heels back, down dog. Breathe, take a moment. Send the seat back and up, chest toward the thighs. So clearly we're doing a lot of belly work and arm shoulder work today. Connect to your breath, lots of balance. Here we go. Inhale forward to full plank. Push away from gravity. Exhale, right knee underneath the belly. Then sweep the right leg over to the left side of the mat. Pinky toe side down, line your ankle up with your right hip. Step your right arm slightly forward and to the right as you drop the back heel. Reach your left arm up. Stack the shoulders, stack the hips. Keep rooting the back foot. Can you cross your right ankle over your left quad? Breathe. Try to keep the knee off the ground. Then add reaching your left arm up and over, create a rainbow shape out of the left side of your body. Another breath or two here. Inhale, left arm rises, lengthen your spine. Exhale, left arm down, come to that figure four plank, both hands down. Breathe. Push away from gravity, level those hips out. Exhale, figure four dog. Draw the right hip back. Send the chest toward the thighs. Stretch out that left hamstring, calf. Right piriformis. Inhale, figure four plank. Push away from gravity. Exhale, full traditional plank. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Seat is back and up. Chest is toward the thighs. Collarbones broaden, connect to your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Keep lengthening your spine. One more breath like this. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to take the left foot, turn the heel in and the toes out, setting up for a warrior two. So the back So the left foot has the heel turned in, toes turned out. This is an Ashtanga version kind of transition. Step into the left foot, float your right leg up behind you. Feel how the stretch changes here with the left foot turned out. Now exhale, keep the left heel down, big step forward, right foot, line the right heel up with the back arch. Tuck the right seat underneath you. Right hand to the outside of the right foot, keep your right knee bent, inhale, side angle. Open the left arm up. Rotate your chest to the left, tuck the right seat underneath you. Connect to your breath. So you got that warrior two foundation, side angle variation. We're gonna work toward a bind. Right hand to the inside of the right foot, traction the tricep to the inner knee. So this is a smaller space for us to bind in with the foot alignment. Now snake the right arm underneath your right hamstring, palm out, and then reach your left arm behind you. Interlace your fingers or take the right hand to the left wrist. That depends on your mobility. Lean into your right inner thigh. Keep rotating the right rib cage to the left. You can stay here or turn this into a bound triangle by straightening out your right leg. Breathe. Stay with me here, whatever you're doing. Right seat underneath you and a little bit to the left. So the triangle version is going to stretch the left tricep a little bit more. It's also going to challenge your balance a lot more. So now whether you are bent knee or straight knee, bring your right hand to the inside of the right foot. Inhale, the left arm rises. So you're either in side angle or Trikonasana. If you have your knee bent, straighten out your right leg. Join us in triangle pose. Lengthen through both sides of the waist. Keep the back heel down. Now exhale, both hands to the inside of that right foot. Draw the right hip back. Now take the right hand to the outside of the right foot, maybe go off your mat. And then take your left hand either on top of the right foot or to the outside of the right foot. Rotate your chest to the right and reach your right arm up. Revolved triangle pose. Keep the back heel down. So noticing what it feels like to go a little slower and on some level to make it a little harder to go into some of these twists and balances. Breathe, another breath. Keep rotating. Can you turn your right palm away from you, top of the hand to the small of the back or to your left outer hip? So adding a little more rotation to the twist. Breathe. Can you bend your right knee as you're here and let the left tricep go to the outside of the right thigh? Keep the back heel down. Maybe you take your hands to prayer or you adjust and snake your left arm underneath your right hamstring, right arm behind you and bind here. So hands to prayer or left arm to the outside of the right thigh, right arm behind you to bind. Another breath or two. All right, so hands are to prayer. Then we exhale, stay low, frame the front foot. Breathe, plant your palms, come up onto the ball of the back foot, inhale, plank. Exhale, rock forward, tippy toes, chaturanga. Inhale, thread the heart between the shoulders, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Seat is back and up. Chest is toward the thighs. Collarbones broaden. Connect to your breath. Maybe walk the dog since you're going to feel the difference right side, left side. All right, guys, here we go. Turn the right heel in, the left toes out. Press strongly into that right heel. Inhale, the left leg rises behind you. Feel that stretch. It's going to go outer calf, IT band. Then exhale, big step forward, left foot toes in line with the fingers. Bend the left knee. Stay low, wrap that left seat underneath you for right now. Keep your left hand to the outside of the left foot. Inhale, right arm rises. So it'll be a little different version of side angle. Try to rotate the left rib cage to the right. You'll see how your arm's location limits you. Focus on drawing the back heel back. Good, now we're gonna exhale, take the left hand to the inside of the left foot, get that left rib cage on the inside of the left thigh. You can stay here, or you can go ahead and reach that left arm underneath you, right arm behind you, and bind. Stay low, whatever you're doing, just be present there. So you can either interlace your fingers or take your left hand to your right wrist. Lean back. You can stay here or turn it into a triangle variation by straightening out the left leg. Connect to your breath, lean back. Just a couple more breaths. Whatever you're doing, whether it's bent knee or straight knee, bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot and the right arm rises. So you're either in side angle or triangle. If you're in side angle, straighten out the left leg, go to your triangle. Good, lengthen the spine, lean back, connect to your breath. Stay with me here. Now we're gonna exhale, both hands go to the inside of that left foot. Draw the left hip back, try to square out your hips by drawing your left hip back. Now take the left hand off to the left side of the mat, maybe off the mat. Then right hand either goes to the right foot, to the left foot, or to the outside of the left foot. And we inhale, open the left arm up, rotating into revolve triangle to the left. This one's tough. Keep trying to square out your hips. You can keep the left arm up or turn the left palm away from your top of the hand to the small of the back or your right outer hip. Notice how your body's gonna wiggle left and right, especially if you're on carpeting. Breathe. Good, now we're gonna exhale, bend the left knee, try to keep the back heel down, adjust your right arm to the outside of the left foot. You can go ahead, stay here, or hands to prayer, or you can go ahead and snake the right arm underneath the left hamstring, reach your right arm back or left arm back and bind. Stay low, draw the left hip back, sink the right heel. Exhale, hands to prayer. Next exhale, rotate to center, frame your front foot. Inhale, come up on the ball of the back foot plank. Exhale, tippy toes, chaturanga to your belly. Anchor the hip points down, tailbone down, or pubic bone down, quadriceps down. Let's go ahead, take the fingertips off the mat. So you're gonna do fingertip tented hands, wrists in line with the shoulders, draw the elbows out, and avoid drawing them forward, draw them back as they go out. Widen your legs a little wider than hip width. Rock your hips left and right. Make sure the chin is up off the ground and just your mid-rib cage is on the ground right now. So the rest of the body up is off the ground. Now draw those shoulders back. Anchor the quads and tops of the feet. Inhale, lift. Lift that chest. Keep the hips and quads anchored. Pull your belly in. Connect to your breath. Your arms may be straight, your elbows may be a little bent. See where your body goes. Keep lengthening the spine, draw the skull bone back. Now exhale halfway down, pull your abdominals in. Open those elbows out. Can you float your legs and feet up a little bit? Feel the buttocks engage. One more breath. Then exhale, lower the legs and lower the spine or the chest all the way down. Let your arms go back by your hips, palms face up. Breathe. Good, now we're gonna exhale, bend the right knee, flex the right foot for a moment. Go ahead now, point the right toes, reach your left arm back to catch your right foot or ankle. Good, now reach your right arm forward. Let's lift the chest, lift the right arm, lift the right leg, and now float the left leg up as well. Lift your chest. Maybe you reach your right arm back, catch your right foot as well, and lift up a little higher. Connect to your breath. Anchor the hip points down. Draw the shoulders back. Press the shin away from you to help you lift your chest. Breathe. And then exhale, release. Arms are back by your hips. Drop the leg down. Take an in breath. Take an out breath. Now we're going to bend the left knee. Keep the hip point anchored. Flex the left foot. Then inhale, point your left toes. Go ahead and reach your right arm back to catch your left foot or ankle. Draw the right shoulder back. Now we're going to sweep the left arm forward. Inhale, lift your chest and your left leg. Keep the hips anchored, then have the right leg floating up as well. Breathe. Now if you'd like to reach back, catch your left foot or ankle with your left hand as well. Lift up a little higher. Breathe, connect to your breath. Press the shin toward the back wall to open up the chest. Should feel the work in the mid back there. Then exhale, release. Take a breather. Open the arms out to T. Let the legs drop. Should feel pretty tired at this point. Let's bend the knees, windshield wiper the legs left and right. All right. Straighten the legs out behind you. Tops of the feet to the mat, hip points anchored, pubic bone anchored. Inhale, Sphinx pose. Elbows underneath the shoulders, palms face down. Open up the chest, anchor the hip points down. So we're gonna, for the moment, keep the top of the left foot to the earth. Now, turn your right toes out, walk your right foot over to the right, bend your right knee, line your right knee up with your right outer hip. Feel that right inner thigh press down. Even weight in both forearms, elbows. Draw the right buttock back. So you're trying to focus on opening through the inner thigh. If it feels good, straighten out the right leg and shimmy it more and more up toward the right shoulder. Even weight in both forearms. Maybe even look at your shoulders, make sure they're in the same plane, and then look straight ahead. Draw the right buttock back, breathe. Even weight again in both elbows. Connect to your breath. You're gonna feel the left lower back. Gonna have to stabilize you here. So you're gonna feel that work. If it becomes too much, you bend your knee. If that's still too much, you're gonna go ahead and just straighten out your right leg behind you. Keep sending the hip points forward, pubic bone in toward the mat, just a couple of breaths. Good, now we're gonna bend the right knee, and then exhale, straighten the right leg back behind you, coming into Sphinx pose once again. Draw the shoulders back. Shake your legs out if you need to. Maybe rock your hips a little bit left and right. Returning to stillness, we're gonna keep the top of the right foot to the earth. Turn the left toes out, walk your left leg a little bit off your mat, then look over the left shoulder, bend that left knee, line the left knee up with the outer hip. Keep anchoring your right quadricep and hip point down. Even weight in both arms. Try to get that left inner thigh and hip point to touch the ground. Left inner edge of the foot. Now maybe straighten the left leg out to the left and walk your leg up a little higher. Breathe, keep even weight in both legs, if you can imagine. Both hip points, both forearms, elbows, and check your shoulders. Make sure they look like they're in the same plane. Draw the shoulders back, open up through the chest, connect to your breath. You might feel that right in the lower right side, back of the back. So be mindful. If it's any kind of a sharp pull, you don't want to back out by bending your knee, or maybe even straightening out the back leg and just staying in Sphinx. Just a couple more breaths here. Good, now we're gonna go ahead and bend that left knee and straighten the left leg out behind you, coming back to Sphinx. Good, now open your elbows out to the sides, exhale, let your forehead rest on your hands, stacking one hand on top of the other. Now, if you're like me, you might need an additional little release in the back. So what we're gonna do is turn both heels in, turn the toes out, and widen the legs a little bit. So it'll be crocodile pose. So I've actually widened my legs quite a bit off my mat. I'm keeping my hip points down. The chest is gonna be slightly lifted. I'm gonna draw my chin toward my chest so that I can lengthen the back of my neck. And I'm just gonna connect the inner thighs, inner calves, inner edges of the feet to the ground. Take a few slow, deep breaths, feeling the belly press into the earth as you inhale, and your hips drop as you exhale. We're gonna keep the back of the neck long. I'd like you to float your head up, float your chest up. Keep the arms as is, but go ahead and float them just an inch off the ground. So your hip points are anchored, inner thighs are anchored. You're gonna feel they're gonna wanna lift. Press them down. Just adjust my hair. I'm gonna give myself hairballs if I don't get my hair out of my face. So now switch the cross of the arms, opposite hand on top. Good. Now from here, bring your hands down, bring your chin to the top hand. Keep the inner thighs and hip points anchored, bend your knees and bring your big toes together. So some of us, our feet are gonna be up high. Some of us, our feet are gonna be down low or touching the ground. Keep the hip points anchored. It's a nice stretch. Perhaps it's not the most comfortable stretch, but it's a nice stretch. So lengthen your tailbone. So for me, my booty wants to go up. If that's the case, you're going to tilt your tailbone down, press into your hip points, and surprise, you're going to feel those inner thighs get a bigger stretch. If your if your tailbone's already down, then you don't have to do anything except elongate your spine and try to press your legs down farther into the earth. Breathe. So for some of us, this will feel great. For some of us, this will feel not so great. So as long as you're not in sharp shooting pains, as long as it's a dull ache or a shakiness, stay here a couple more breaths. Inhale, exhale. Good, now we're gonna keep the legs as is. Walk the fingertips back so they're in line with the chest. Your shoulders are back, your elbows are in. Anchor those hip points down. We're just gonna press into the hands, float the chest up an inch or so. Stay low as you go back. So watch how low I'm going. I'm just staying back. And I want you to try that again. So now go forward, stay low. Think of a really low chaturanga, bring the chest down. So you're setting up like you're going into cobra. You're just lifting maybe an inch and you're just gonna slide back. Visualize like those old school typewriters, right? How I forgot what they're called, how it went left to right. Now you're gonna go forward again, exhale, hug the inner elbows in, drop down. Stay low. The lower you can stay, the harder this is gonna be. Lift up another inch or so and then exhale it back. Back, back, back. Keep those big toes together. Go buttocks to the heels. Take a child's pose. So I'm gonna come up for a sec just to release my back, then I'll join you in child's pose. If you need to come up, sometimes if you have a bad back, lifting up out helps you to get any compression out of the back. So that's for a lot of us who have the lower back issues, it's the constant low back discompression that gets to you and wears you down. So you wanna make sure that you make little adjustments for your body. So now we're in a wide knee child's pose. I'm gonna hang out another couple breaths, releasing the back, because we've been in spinal extension of some sort for quite a bit. Now from here, stay low in the lower body. We're gonna bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. You could do palms down. I'm just gonna do two fists and my fingers are gonna face one another. Pull your belly and draw your buttocks back. Send your chest slightly forward. Imagine you were in a forearm plank. You're gonna push the mat away, draw the shoulders back. Feel your mid shoulder blade muscles work. And then feel the triceps spiral in a little bit. We're gonna draw the left hip back. We're just gonna walk the upper body around to the right. Now you can stay here, fanning your left rib cage out, or you're gonna go ahead, take the right fingertips to the earth, straighten the right arm out. Take your left hand to the outside of the right knee, catch the thigh there, and then reach your right arm back to look over your right shoulder. So we're adding a twist. Feel the left side stretch here. Breathe. Those of you who can and wish to, take your right arm to the outside of the left hip, into that left inner thigh, and try to draw into a worked rotation. So think of the left hand drawing the right knee a little, or the right outer thigh a little bit to the left, and your right arm rotating your left rib cage more to the right. It's a nice active twist, should feel pretty good. Another breath or two. Good, now we're gonna slowly inhale, reach the right arm back. Then as you exhale, sweep the right arm forward, look forward, keep your right arm off the ground. Keep drawing that left shoulder back. Now plant the right palm. Inhale, open the left arm out to T, look over the left shoulder. And then exhale, return to center, elbows, forearms down. Palms can be down or you can make two fists, whatever's gonna support you better. You're gonna feel the asymmetry. It's gonna feel like that left hip wants to go to the right. You're gonna hang out here. All right, so we're gonna do that complicated twist, a side bend to twist to the left. We're gonna draw the right hip back, exhale, walk the forearms around to the left. Keep drawing the right hip back. Now take the right hand to the outside of the left knee where the flesh is there, and then reach your left arm back. Start to rotate that right rib cage to the left, draw the shoulders back, turn the left palm away from you, top of the hand to the small of the back, or to your right inner thigh. As you do that, use your right hand to rotate, to pull on that left outer thigh a little bit, and use your left hand to help rotate that right rib cage a little more to the left. Breathe. Keep drawing that right buttock back. Good, now we're gonna inhale, straighten the left arm behind you. Then exhale, rotate the chest to face forward, left arm forward to hover. Draw the right shoulder back. Then exhale the left palm down. Draw the left shoulder back. Inhale, open the right arm out to T, look to the right. Draw that left hip back. And then exhale, forearms back down. Lengthen your spine. Think of a sphinx in child's pose. Lift your chest, connect to your breath, pull your belly in. Almost done. So now we're going to keep the legs as is. Let's inhale, walk the hands in to sit up into a variation of frog. So if this doesn't work for your knees, cross-legged seat is just fine. If you're in the frog, the pyramid frog version, it's big toes touch. You're widening your legs and you're bringing your buttocks down to the ground. Your heels are wrapped around your outer thighs or outer hips. Sit down nice and tall. So you're sitting down in your seat, spine is tall, place your hands on your knees. Breathe. Draw the shoulders back. So notice how I'm kind of exaggerating it. I'm kind of letting my rib cage open, letting my chest open. If you wanted to, opposite hand to opposite elbow behind you, drop the shoulders. So that's going to go deeper into the hips. Keep the big toes together. Keep opening the thighs apart. Try to get the booty right down to the mat. Another couple of breaths, drop the shoulders. Now, take your hands onto your knees again. Lift your chest, root your seat. Fingertips to the mat, exhale. Can you hinge and start to fold, keeping your buttocks to the ground and your big toes touching? So you may get far, you may not get far. Keep trying to keep the buttocks down. So I'm pretty much maxed out here unless I lift my butt up. If it helps, go on to fingertips. That might give you a little more room. Pull your belly in. Your belly should have to work here. It's got to help press you back. Good. Couple more breaths. Release the legs. They should feel nice and heavy when we get out of this. Good. Now inhale, walk your fingertips in, spine tall. Might run over a minute or two. Now we're going to go ahead and take the hands to the outer thighs. Bring your inner thighs together. Sit for a moment on the tops of the feet. Rest your hands on your lap so we're in hero's pose. Draw the shoulders back. Now I'm feeling a fair bit of low back compression. So I'm going to take us into a twist. I'm going to presume that the twist will also help your back as well. So you're going to draw your left hip back. Take your left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Right hand fingers down to the small of the back or to your left outer hip. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, rotate. Good. Now inhale, return to center. We're going to do the same thing to the left. Leandra had to leave. So now we're going to rotate to the left, right hand to the outside of the left thigh, left arm is behind you, fingertips down, or take left hand to the outside of the right hip. Inhale, lift, elongate, exhale, rotate. Notice I'm trying to keep my ears aligned over my shoulders and my shoulders over my hips. Good. Inhale, return to center. Good. So what we're going to do from here is if you have something like a wall nearby or a couch nearby or anything that you have legs up the wall. So what we're going to do is go ahead and take a seat up against your wall. So you're going to bring your butt right up against the wall. Lie down on your left side. This should feel pretty good. We've done a lot of crazy movement. I'm going to go ahead and roll onto your back. Extend your legs up to the wall. Press your buttocks right up against the wall. Flex your feet. Ankles are over the hips. So this is a great way to get a little bit of rest at night. It's also a great way to open up your hamstrings and a great way to ease up on the back. So we're going to open the arms out to T. I like palms up and legs up the wall just because here we're supported. We don't have to turn the palms down, activate the shoulders, nothing like that. We can just let the body start to drop like we would in Shavasana. Allow the blood flow to start to go toward the hips. You can close your eyes if you want. I kind of want to keep them open today, so that's what I'm going to do. If you're keeping your eyes open, you're looking at your feet, maybe your legs, keeping your head pretty still. Keep lengthening your buttocks away from you, connecting to your breath. And if you want to, go ahead and open your legs out to splits. This is a nice way to practice for splits because gravity helps us. You can take your hands to your inner thighs and ease those legs open further apart. Keep flexing the feet, keep the buttocks up against the wall. And this is a great way to work the splits. And some days your splits will be a little bigger, some days a little smaller. But allow yourself to be in them for a little bit and just feel what that feels like. So the sequence is generally, if you wanted to do this at home in the classical version of legs up the wall, the sequence is legs up the wall, legs out to splits. Then you bring the soles of the feet together with your knees apart. And then you would do a squat up against the wall. And then we would lengthen the legs and release. That's what we're going to do today. Just not going to stay as long as we would if we had another half hour. We could really spend some time in this. Now we're going to keep the upper part of the legs apart, but we're going to start to bend the knees, bringing the soles of the feet together. So think of your Baddha Konasana up against the wall. Your butt might try to scooch away. You're going to press your butt into the wall, let your knees open out. You can take your hands mid-thigh, avoid the knees, and press the heels of the palms into the inner thighs. So you see the benefits of this here, because you can really get into this pose and you don't have your pelvis or back restricting you. You can even turn the feet toward you so the outer edges of the feet are together. Keep the shoulders down. All right, so we're going to do the last variation. I struggle with this one, so just do what you can. It might be easier for you. So you're going to bring the soles of the feet to the wall. So I can't do inner thighs connected. If you can, that's the classical traditional version. If you have any low back issues, you're going to need to separate those legs, readjust your buttocks up against the wall, and take your squat. Just a few more breaths here. Try to relax the shoulders. You can even, if you notice your knees are splaying out, take your hands to your outer thighs and press the inner thighs toward one another. And that will help get your hips out of the equation, and you might be able to get your legs a little bit closer if they're far apart. And if they're not far apart, it'll help you squeeze that midline even more going into your belly. So that's less relaxing, I know. And then we'll just extend legs up the wall and see how your legs feel now. They should feel both heavier and lighter, if that makes sense. So heavier into the hips, lighter down the legs. Good, now we're just gonna roll or take the legs, both legs over to the left. Just let them both drop. So this isn't typically in the traditional version. It's just something that I like to add on. Press your right buttock into the wall, like you're sitting just your right butt cheek on the wall, and feel the spine release. You can even reach your right arm up toward the back side of your mat. Yeah, and let the arm drop, and that's a nice big right side stretch. So again, this is a great sequence for right before you go to bed. Kind of releasing the body without getting the energy agitated. Then we're going to open the right arm out to T. We'll inhale for a moment, bring the legs back up. Feel the left side, feel the right side. And then we'll exhale, lower the right leg first to the ground. So your legs are like a letter L, and then drop the left leg on top. Lengthen your left buttock into the wall. So your right butt cheek may even move a little bit away from the wall. You're really pressing your left one down. And then maybe reach your left arm up. Stretch out the entirety of your left side of your body here. Nice way to stretch IT band, supported. Good, now we're gonna open the left arm out to T. Carefully inhale left leg up. Exhale the right leg up. And then bend the knee slightly and roll to your left into a fetal position. And then we're going to inhale, place the right hand in front of us, and let's go ahead and come on up to a cross-legged seat. You can sit right up against the wall if you want. That's another way to nicely transition out of a class. It's just cross-legged up against the wall, and you'll feel what your proper alignment feels like. Rest your hands on your lap. And take a moment to exhale. You should feel like we released a lot of tension in the body. Let's bring the palms together in prayer. Bow the chin toward the chest. Take a moment to practice gratitude. Grateful for someone and something today. Om Shanti, Om. Peace to each of you. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.